Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're just joining me for the first time, you're very much welcome. And don't forget to hit the subscription button and also like. And yeah, today I'll be talking on the cautionary tale, the Davidos and Chiomas triangle, and also the alleged cheating scandal. So, I'll be dropping my opinions here, okay? Don't take it personal, and if you feel triggered, forgive me, but I'm here to spill and to say the truth, not just to spill tea, but just to, point that light to the rightful direction. Hopefully, we'll learn from this. Now, how many of you are familiar with this Davido and Chioma's love and hate story, this love triangle, and honestly, it's not like it's any of our business, but then again, this story started on was it 2 months ago? That was when it first surfaced. But then again, I feel like people are trading with caution because a lot of times you have made assumptions and it turned out to be false, okay? And Davido is known to be a serial cheat anyways. He has baby mama, that's his culture. I mean, when they say go into the world and multiply, I feel like he takes this literally in distributing seeds in each of every woman and continents, and so it shows, okay? So it seems like this is his recent flavor. All right. So yeah, jokes aside though, I feel like I have little evidence supporting whatever scandals or other scandals that are surfacing, other than the fact that his records shows that he's a man of various tastes and who loved the baby mama culture. So he seems to buy in that trend, and he loves clout a lot. So he's almost so quick to make assumption because Davido is someone he takes advantage of the clout. Chioma came out and everything. In fact, to an extent, I thought that Chioma stuff was also one of his ploy to gain attention. Honestly, until I saw she was pregnant, So there are a lot of speculation surrounding it, but to the best of my knowledge, the only reason I'm bringing it here is not like it's my business, because again, he put it in our face, so somehow people feel kind of entitled to the opinion. But the reason why I'm bringing it on this platform is because I am more invested in the issues of women. I care so much, and because a lot of times we women, this is a patriarchal society, and a lot of times we get the short end of the stick, and this is a whole society and culture that seep themselves in hypocrisy, and their value is based on double standards. So you don't expect to always get the fair share, or like, even look at it. One of the things I feel like Davido owes us an explanation, because again, history is repeating itself. These are two women. One is a side chick, one is the once upon a time side chick, later baby mama, later wifey to be. The whole story is complicated, and seriously, I'm tired going through it. Like, it aches my head trying to, pinpoint it. That's one of the reasons I didn't want to stress about it. But then again, I feel like I owe it to this platform to always try to bring relatable issues, because the day is still young. A lot of young ladies are going to enter into situationship, especially when they feel like they don't have so much agencies or opinions or options for themselves. They grab into what they feel like is it. And I understand that we all going to have our fair share of heartbreak. Okay, some will survive it, some will learn from it, some will, it will haunt them all their life, some will be mad by it. So that's why this platform is here. So I feel like that is why I'm bringing it here. Okay. And I feel like David owes explanation, because the two women are being pit against each other. Not necessarily pit against each other, but they are being smart. And Davido, who is the common denominator in all these things, He's just getting a fair pass. In fact, he's being congratulated. In fact, the eye service is that some women who once called Choma their wife are now transferring same accolades to the new chick. Davido's alleged new bae, Maya Fives. There's no loyalty. And again, we have always known this, okay? It's just that now it's more glaring, it's more overt, okay? And women are standing up for themselves. And I'm tired of the older generation because they grew up in different times. Misogyny was their thing. Women entered into marriage unprepared. Some were forced. That the way they view the world is different. And you can even hear it from Pet Edochie's voice, the tone of his delivery unapologetically. And I'm happy that Mama G earlier on shared her own point of view because she wasn't even happy with her marriage. But time and time over again, it has proven that most of the times men don't have the only loyalty they have is to their D and to their feelings, and their feelings fluctuate. They don't admit that there's so much in their feelings. But whenever life presents different scenarios to us, you notice that men are more in their feelings than they admit. The only difference is that the society give them the patriarchal card and always exempt them from being accountable, or anyone even holding them accountable. They just live through. Okay, hey, the former saying is boys will always be boys. So I just feel like Davido should clear if he's with Choma. If he's not with Choma, he should clear her name because people are attacking her. And if he's with the new side chick now, the new chick, he should also speak up for the sake of these women. And the truth is, people also talking because there are a lot of there are a lot of operas and tweets and all people trying to carry this matter on their head. A lot of people are really taking this personal. And I feel like for the sake of that, he should at least clear their names. Okay? Not because of him, because hey, I don't know. Women, I feel like women will always go for him because let's be honest, he is a little bit above your average guy, okay? He's good looking to an extent. He is rich, he comes from a rich family, and he's good with the ladies, he's good with words and all. So he has a lot of things that makes him stand above your average guys. And let's be honest, there's nothing wrong with women being attracted to what they're attracted to. At the end of the day, Choma got some things from it. I doubt she got enough because she left her school for what? To be a baby mama to someone who is really not in the rightful head and space. Now, there are ways to look at it. She can flip the whole story, make it turn out good for her because at the end of the day, she has a platform, okay? Because she's still beautiful, she's smart. But if you've noticed, time and time again, the smartest lady, the prettiest lady makes the worst choice. Again, I feel like everyone will get their own fair share of this heartbreak. But the thing is, what makes us different, especially women watching this, is that you're going to turn your whole story into a lesson. You're not going to be a victim to anyone. You have to make a decision because at the end of the day, the reason why women keep on repeating this mistake is because they feel they don't have enough option. Okay? So I don't want to make this about men because at the end of the day, we ladies, we have to look and act accordingly. I feel like sometimes we women, we treat men like women. Okay, we expect men to think like women, and men are always going to be men. Okay, I won't tell you there is a rule book, a law to follow, but because at the end of the day, like I say, men's feeling is fluctuates. But at the end of the day, what you have is yourself. Is yourself because at the end of the day, who is getting the brunt? The two women, not even Davido, just like Derrick Jackson. If you've not watched my video, I will link it here. But I talked on Derrick Jackson. The lady who was defending him, the lady who was disgracing herself to defend him, and his transgressions was being mocked. And the people who are mocking him, the majority of the shamers, we are women. So at the end of the day, you also have to understand that we women, we don't even have code. There's no code. And you want to know the funny part? These men know we don't have code. They know we will always pick them over us. That's why they go ahead to do whatever they want to do because they know we will hold them accountable. Okay? And mind you, those men saying that, well, men are polygamous in nature, that, the count is in our nature. First of all, that's bullshit. Over and over again, it's to say that both men and women are polygamous in nature. The ones who choose to discipline themselves are the ones who come up on top, who hold themselves accountable because they realize what they have to lose. The only difference is that women have allowed men for different reasons to, have excess wife, okay? Have multiple companions. And so this is where I hold us accountable. So at the end of the day, you can't hold this men accountable if we don't hold ourselves accountable. Because even once they realize that we are not giving in that easy, they have to sit up. I mean, you divest. You don't have to end up with them. So that's why you have to fight and stick up for yourself first. This is a selfish game, whether you like it or not. Now, it depends on how you play it. Again, there's no rule book. You just have to know yourself. And that's why I talked on my first video was first of all forgiving, because at the end of the day, the reason why we women do some of these things is because of the doctrines. We feel like we have little or no options. And this is the danger of being a pick me. I don't know why we girls do it. Okay? Okay, I know. Okay? Because I once been a pick me. Alright? And a lot of reasons why women do it. There are many, but both of the things in the list are insecurity, okay? Desperation, alright? Lack of self-esteem and self-confidence, okay? Lack of awareness, huge lack of awareness, okay? Another thing is indoctrination, the programming, okay? We live in a male worshipping culture where a man is all that is to be just for existing, okay? He doesn't need to have any substance, any value. And the reason why there's a shake and a shift somewhere is because a lot of time, millenniums now, other than our parents before, they are demanding for more. It's like I'd rather be single than to be with a low value man with no substance and integrity. Man, but I understand that majority of women, they want that security. And you know what? I feel like that structure, every woman should hold men to that standard. Like not every woman, because not everyone wants it. Okay, to the ones that want it, I feel like they should set up that standard, because the only time a woman is secured is when she is married. Okay, most of the times when men feel obligated to stand up for you and protect you is when they're married. And I know it's not same in all cases, but most of the times they do. Okay, and even at that, the only people the Constitution legally protects are the married women, not the mistresses, except there's a way binding it. But a wife. Now, I know not everyone wants it, not everyone, those are the minority, but I believe I'm speaking to a larger demographic there. Don't worry, there's something for you. We the minorities. So, I mean, what do you expect from a woman who times with that number? The society tell her, okay, you should settle for this. Men are not to be held accountable. They are supposed to be the superior beings, but their brain, they're not supposed to be accountable, and they're not supposed to have self-control. Then you hear your pastor, Pastor Chris was the one trying from pulpit without fear of God, you know. So saying that women we are mistakes and we are afterthought of God. So you can imagine how, first of all, I doubt he understood the velocity of what he said, because he told how he just admitted that God is irresponsible, God is a weakly, God is dumb, he's stupid and all. But still male worshipping culture. Okay, you have a society where if a man abuse you, look at Quavo. You saw men literally standing up for him, saying he didn't hit her, and some are saying that is the love. Women are kind of, especially black women, we are programmed to accept, to endorse tough love, struggle love. It's like, so all those things they add to it. We feel powerless and we feel like victims, and also there are a lot of doctrines, there are a lot of programming over the years we have been taught to 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 normalize toxic love, and we bring it into our life experience, mess up everything, and we keep on creating this drama, we keep on repeating this cycle of generational curse. Now, I have nothing against baby mama, because I feel like if you want to be a baby mama, it should be a thing of a choice. But clearly, Chioma wanted more. She wanted more. She is so feminine. She's like this homely, nurturing kind of woman. That's her archetype. She's a seductress too. But the only thing is that before she entered this relationship, she knew who Davido was. And you have to realize that Chioma was somehow a pygmy. In fact, she was a pygmy, entering this situation with her clear eyes. And the mistake is, we women think we can change men. That's a joke. You can't. You can influence them, but you can't. It's manipulative as hell to even think you can. In fact, for you to want to, you should meet a man if he doesn't have what you want, and if he has nothing to offer you, you leave. Again, that was in our mother's generation, not now, because you will always be the one trying to save your face. You will always be the one with a short end of it. Again, until the society learn how to hold men accountable. Women, you're on your own. You need to know this. Play this strategically. We run the word. They know this. Deep down, you know this. Now act like it. Again, it's up to we women. We have the power. Whoever would decide to come into our space are the only ones that will come in. And you have to understand this. The sperm will always chase the egg. So once a man expects you to struggle with him because he's a norm amongst our culture, once they expect you, realize this is a red flag. In fact, even on a dinner date, a guy is expecting to split 50-50. Run, my sister. You're not that desperate, except that's your thing. I don't care how independent you are, because you'll be exploited. Your independence is not a pass for a man to be stupid. And you should question the masculinity of a man who thinks like that, because real men with integrity and value, they will never try that. It's out of principle for them. Okay, that's why I can't even feel so offended, because I feel like this is a cautionary tale. Well, it depends on how you look at it, because I feel like this girl is smarter than we think. She can pull this off. Okay? But here's the thing. She went in knowing that Davido is a serial cheat. She went in, she settled as a baby mama. And she settled as one of his side chick, and she accommodated the thing. And I feel like sometimes we women feel like I don't know why we think it again, this is us trying to treat men like women. We think that our love, no matter how we love a man, no matter how loyal we are to a man, no matter how tight we get our body, no matter how much we look appealing, no matter how much of a nurturer we are, no matter how much of submissive of a woman you are, that you're going to win a man and keep him to yourself. In fact, some even go to extra mile to think that having a baby can keep a man. And my sis, times and times again, Times and times again, it has proven to be false. In fact, the women that actually get the benefit of being with a man, not just ending in a marriage, because even marriage, heck, doesn't keep a man. Okay? It doesn't. So, but the women that win somehow in this game are those who actually find themselves and realize that they can't impose their thoughts, their values, their principles, their standards in a man. Is either he has it or he doesn't. And it depends on how you're looking. I feel like Davido, if this thing is true, is doing her more favor than more harm. Because at the end of the day, I doubt this is the kind of lifestyle she wants to live. Like, always looking behind, always feeling insecure, always thinking who is the next woman. I doubt this is the kind of life. And this is a guy, I haven't even seen her Ferrari. I haven't even seen the Porsche she got for. And Davido is kind of a dusty. He gives you this dusty vibe, but he's covert, okay? He's not your average dusty because they are dusties. Some women think that dusties are the only ones who are broke. No, we have rich dusties too. Men who withhold. These are even the worst kind of dusties because they can afford a facade. They can afford to keep people trapped into their charms. But every time it's just a mirage. So you might, before you can get hold to it, it might be late. Okay, these are the ones that will be with you. They will hinder people, blessings in your life, but they will just present a front to, you know, act like they're there in your life, being a blessing. Meanwhile, all they're doing is occupying space, taking your time. Okay, so I understand that a lot of women like to be baby mamas, but not everyone wants it. Okay, some people want it, but they want the dynamic. And at least, if you must have be a baby mama, especially when it comes from relationship, you want to be certain that this man is loyal to you. He got your back. Except unless you want to go outside, do it medically, get a sperm donor, and that's even best because no emotions attached. You know what you're getting yourself into. Okay, you don't need any man to stress yourself, and you are not going to, go about looking for someone to blame for your choices, and you're not going to be a victim into someone's BS. All right. So I feel like we women we should pay attention to how these men move and be smarter. It's wise, smarter. You're not that gullible. We're emotional beings, but we are not that emotionally fragile. I mean, men are the one who are because at the end of the day, once you delve them back the card they have always been delving to you, they can't handle the pressure. Okay, so you just have to think twice if you're the type who to be want to be a housewife, you need to understand that you need a man who brings certain amount of money into your life. You also have to be prepared to live in that man's life and also have to make sure the man has integrity. And I honestly think that at this period, at this day and age, you can't be too sure of any human being. Humans change. They change their decision, their interest change. Experience makes them to change. And sometimes people might have the best of intentions towards you. And one day something happened. Maybe the sun rose from different side of the direction. Their brain totally shifts. And they start acting somehow. Your best bet in this life is you. Now, I support hypergamous relationship. In fact, by all means, I feel like a woman should her target, her ideal for procreating with a man should be a hypergamous one. But then it doesn't just end there. Because even for you to be with successful men, for you to be with successful men, you need to be of a certain mindset. You need to have the mindset of abundance, have self confidence in yourself. Because men sniff desperation from a mile away. And not just that, you also have to be successful mentally, emotionally. And I mean, not just all these men with new money, not just black men, Nigerian men who are. I know patriarchy is practiced both in the Western world, but is excessive here because at least when they practice it, to an extent, they do it in a way of protecting themselves, at least if you go to the Western world, white men hardly rubbish their women. In fact, they fight for them even when they times that number show them shaggy. I mean, it's men in our own part of the world, of this world, that no matter what you do to them, they feel like it's not enough. So at the end of the day, your best bet is you. Find financial security within you. And if you're not, and I don't like saying this because sometimes I feel like women lose their femininity in purchase of, trying to fit the status quo, trying to match up with the men. You can't. There are things men can do, you can do. There are things you can do that they will never dream of doing. Okay? So you being financially sufficient, you can be a stay-at-home mom who is making money. There are agencies for you out there. So again, I feel like Chioma chose this life for herself, but she can learn from it. Okay? She had the platform, and I hope she make money from that assurance video, because the assurance, I don't know. She was a huge part of Davido's success. Yes, I know he will always be a success, but she was a huge part. I mean, there was a thing, people even fell in love with him. People viewed him more responsible. In fact, people even gave him the benefit of doubt to be very responsible and manly. Like, they saw that maturity. But then again, I don't know how true this story is. But I'm using this because this happens, okay? A lot of young girls might fall into this trap. I've had my own fair share. Okay? I've had my own fair share. So, yeah. So to the ladies ranting, being are saying they need Davido to be accountable. See, let me tell you, until the world start holding men accountable, okay, until then, we women have to be ahead of this game. We have to think twice before we invest in a relationship. And I don't think it's time to rush into any relationship. That's why it's necessary for as a woman in this feminine journey. You have to know yourself. You have to forgive yourself. You have to have that self-confidence. You have to be self-sufficient. You have to be mentally and emotionally dependent first. Independent first. For anything. Because also there are women who have also made it direct, like a lot of, look at Harry Berry, look at Wendy Williams. They are successful women. So some people can say, if you have it, that's why I said there's no rule to all these things. Just know yourself, know what works for you, and have your standards. Do not, I don't care how outrageous your standards are, set it. Men have their own. Okay, and this is not a competition thing. This is a thing you will live with. Because at the end of the day, you make your decisions, you make your choices, and you're responsible for them. So make choices that works for you. Choose circles that works for you. Know what you want and demand for it. Set your standards. Okay? And do not explain yourself to anybody. So yeah, this is where I'll end for today. And those trying to, it's not that deep. It's not that deep. Okay? So I just hope that millenniums learn from this, because really, you can't follow what your mom did. I mean, they taught you how to be sufficient, they taught you how to be nurturing, learn those things. But when it comes to the affairs of men and women, our parents didn't even know. Our mothers didn't know it. They just handed them to one baba. And most of them were miserable. It was only few that were lucky. And you can tell because our society is messed up. Is messed up. And who are the products of the society? And we all came from a home. So there's a reason why all those things are not coincidence. There's a reason why your leader is the worst, because we submit to bullshit. We submit to mentally, I don't want to use this word, but mentally unstable people. So there's a reason, it's a circle. It's not an accident. Yeah, so this is where I will be signing out for now, and yeah, I will catch you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification button to get feeds on my latest videos. So love yourself, protect your space, and realize that you have more power, more franchise than you know. You just have to look inwards. Bye, and see you in my next video.